Good evening everyone, how are you? It's Jane here, and I thought I would just go over the fountain pens that I have been using for this month, November 2022. Now, Chris Saenz does this sort of like, she inks up say 8 or so pens, and then she does this progress report on how the different inks have behaved in those 8 pens. And I know I go on about Chris a lot on my channel, but I love her YouTube channel. I really do. She is a wealth of knowledge and information, and she does it with just a very kind heart, because she just wants to share with the fountain pen community. So anyway, these are I picked, you all saw me swatch a few weeks ago the 8 inks that I was going to use, and I showed you the 8 pens. So I just thought I'd go over them now. I've got them in my rickshaw pen sleeves. And so the first one is this one, the Just Turnings Matte Rainbow, with a medium nib, and I had it inked with Diamine Sargasso C. Now this pen is really lovely to write with. It writes smoothly, the ink flowed very well, but it's just really comfortable to write with. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, and it feels very nice. So that was the first one. And I actually re-inked that as well. So I used all the ink in the converter the first time, and then I had to re-ink the converter for the second time. Now this one here, the Jinhao X750, if you remember rightly, it had a bit of a hard start and wasn't writing to begin with, but it is the first time that I have used this pen. One thing I had it inked with, it's got a medium nib, and I had it inked with the Nude Loose Black Swan and Australian Roses, and it kind of, it was nice to write with, but I found it sort of wrote a little bit dry with that particular ink. So next time I might try it with a wetter style ink and see how it goes. And the other thing is too, this pen is, because it's a metal pen, I tend to write with it uncapped, but if you cap it, it's quite a heavy pen, and it can actually get a little bit, you sort of get a little bit fatigued writing with such a heavy pen for a long period session. So I've actually put, it's a heavier pen, so I didn't use it for long writing sessions, because I just found it was too heavy for me to use it for those things. Okay, now they're going to roll all over the place. Okay. Third pen we had, and it's still got quite a bit of ink in it, is this TWSBI Eco White Rose Gold with a medium nib, and I had it Ferris wheel press Roaring Patina Black in it. Now I have written quite a bit with this, but maybe I just haven't written with it as much. It's not one that I really reached for as much this month. And I mean, these TWSBIs have such a huge ink capacity as well, so they can last for ages. But it really behaved quite well. There were no stopping or starting issues with this, even though there are shimmer elements in the ink. So I thought that was quite good. Medium nib pen with a shimmer ink, and I had no problems like picking up and writing with it at any stage. So that's good. So that was the third one. Just stay. It doesn't want to stay. Okay. Fourth pen, Conklin Durograph in the Demo and Rose Gold. I've hardly got any ink left in this one. There's hardly anything left in it. I actually put the Diamine Ancient Copper in this. It has an Omniflex nib. It's a steel nib though, so it doesn't have a lot of flex in it. I find this ink flows very nicely in this pen. And it doesn't, because I guess it is sort of like a resin or whatever, it's not too heavy either in the hand. So, but as I said, like even though it's a flex nib, there isn't a lot of flex in the actual nib itself. Well, I find anyway. So, next one I had was the TWSBI Eco in Jade. It has a 1.1 stub nib. So, and I had that inked with Organic Studio Nitrogen. That has a crazy amount of sheen in it, that ink. And oh my goodness, this stub nib was just the perfect pairing for this ink. Although it puts out a lot of ink, so it takes quite a while for the ink to dry, and you have to be careful what paper you actually use it on, because otherwise it just bleeds through the paper. So that was our 5th one. What was the next one? Oh, yep. So the next one was this Franklin Christoph Model 20 in Vintage Green. I had it inked with Diamine Writer's Blood. This also has a medium nib on it. And it was just beautiful. I gave it an A+. I'm not even telling you. You can see for yourself what I've given them, but I forgot to tell you what I'm actually grading them as. An A+. I just found the pen itself, the ink, everything about it just worked so well. And it was just a joy to use and pick up and use over and over again. So it's another one that I re-inked as well, because I wrote it dry and then I inked it up again. So the next one was this little Pilot Kakuno with a medium nib. I had it inked with Diamine Aurora Borealis. I gave it an A. It was another one that I just really enjoyed picking up and using, especially if I was out and about, because I find sometimes I don't like taking my more expensive pens out because I'm worried I'm going to lose them, or they're going to roll off the table, or you know. But this one is light to throw in your handbag with a notebook or whatever, and it's you know, you don't get any writing fatigue with this if you write for it with for hours on end. There were no skipping issues. The flow was really good. Yeah, so that was a good one. Now, I've talked about this pen before. It's one of my favourites, the Estabrook SD in Tortoise. I love these pens. I've got 3 of them. I've got the Tortoise, Sea Glass and the Scarlet, and all of them are just beautiful pens to write with. They're always smooth. They put out a good amount of ink without being too much, and they're really comfortable in the hand. You can post them, or I mean, I tend to write with them unposted, but you can also post it as well. And even posted, it's not too heavy, so it's a lovely pen to use. And I had the Diatramentis Blackberry in this one, so it's just a fraction lighter than the Diamine Writer's Blood. So they were the 8 pens that I used this month. Some of them of course have still got ink in them. The 2 TWSBIs especially have still got ink, and I believe this Just Turnings pen still has some ink in it too, because I inked it up again as well. But the others I've pretty much written dry, which is good. It's not quite the end of the month yet, and I'm just excited to think about what I'm going to ink up next month for December. I'm sort of still debating on how many pens I'm actually going to ink up, and I'll just, yeah, I'll see how I go. Today I've written Christmas cards and done envelopes, and I've actually been decorating my Christmas cards and envelopes with these 3 pens. So once again, they're TWSBIs. The Transparent Blossom and the Mint are both stub nibs, and the Transparent Yellow is a medium nib. And just trying to think where I might have to move all these away. So they're these ones here. So the transparent blossom I've inked with a wondrous winterberry. The Muscata mistletoe is in the stub nib, in the mint stub nib. The transparent yellow, I've got the sparkling champagne. Oh, don't mind this. You know how the other day how we did these samples? I decided to go crazy with the ink then, but it kind of bled through and ruined my samples on the other page. You've got to be careful with this Tomoe River paper. Sometimes they bleed through. Oh, but this is what I've been doing. So I'm not sure if you can see that. I've been doing like little Christmas trees and Merry Christmas and like little sort of stars, I guess, and decorating my envelopes and Christmas cards with those and writing letters. So that's what we did for the last video, swatching all our pink, purple, red, yellow, orange sort of ink samples that I had. And then I've just listed these because these will actually still be going come December. I know they will. So I've actually started making a little list here of my currently inked pens for December. So, but yeah, so, oops. So they're the ones that I've enjoyed using this month. As I said, the TWSBI Ecos have still got ink in them, so I'll be using them probably well into next month as well. But that's okay. That's alright. You live and learn. So that's all I've got, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this. I didn't actually, in previous months I've kind of just kept, every time I finished a fill in a pen, I inked up a new pen and with a new ink. This month I didn't do that because I just wanted to keep things a little bit simple, given that it's coming up to the festive time of the year and things get really busy. I've got 3 kids that are doing different activities, so I find there's always that much more crammed into the end of the year, and then I also work full-time as well, so life just gets really busy. So I wanted to keep things a little bit more simple this month, and I'm glad I did, and I've enjoyed using these pens. As I said, I've learnt a little bit with using this Jinhao X750 that it writes a little bit drier, and that it's a heavier pen, so it's fine if it's unposted. It's not too heavy, but if I post it, my hand gets tired very quickly. But still a beautiful pen. I love, and I enjoyed using it. It was just that it had that hard start at the beginning. Anyway, I will leave it there. I hope wherever you are in the world, you have a nice evening or a nice day. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and everyone who takes the time to watch my videos. I really do appreciate it. And I love the comments too, and just hearing what you all think, and whether I'm just saying the right thing, or whether you find them interesting, the videos interesting or not. It's always helpful as well. So until next time, take care everyone. Bye.